All right, buckle up because today we're going supersonic
Oh, yeah.
with a deep dive into Top Gun. Maverick. Remember the original Top Gun?
Of course.
The volleyball,
Yeah.
the fighter jets, that Kenny Loggins soundtrack? Well, get ready for a sequel that's more than just a nostalgic joyride.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking legacy, cutting-edge tech,
Right.
and Maverick facing down some serious ghosts from his past.
It's really fascinating how this film manages to tap into that
Yeah.
80s nostalgia while also feeling so incredibly relevant today.
Right.
Like, it is a high-octane action flick, for sure.
Yeah.
But there's real depth here, especially when it comes to exploring how Maverick has evolved as a character.
He's not the hotshot pilot we remember, is he?
Not exactly. I mean, he's older, sure.
Right.
But it's more than that. He's carrying the weight of his choices, especially the loss of Goose, his best friend, in RIO from the first film.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Right. Well, this time around, Maverick's tasked with training
Oh, wow.
a new generation of Top Gun pilots, including Rooster Goose's son.
So, we've got this parallel between Maverick's past and the present. And now he's in the mentor role.
Yeah.
Talk about pressure.
Right.
What I find really interesting is how the film tackles this idea of legacy, not just for Maverick, but for the whole world of fighter pilots in general.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
I mean, the film isn't just about fancy flying and aerial combat.
Right.
It's about this clash between the old guard, represented by Maverick, and the rise of unmanned drones.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, Maverick, despite all his experience, is struggling to adapt to this shift. It almost feels like a commentary on how technology is changing the very nature of warfare.
Yeah, it's that tension between human instinct and automation that really grabbed me.
Right.
On one hand, you've got Maverick, this guy who embodies that classic Top Gun swagger, believing in the power of instinct and skill. And on the other hand, you've got these drones representing this super high-tech, potentially more efficient way of waging war.
And the film doesn't shy away from that debate at all.
Really?
It forces you, the viewer, to ask some tough questions.
Like what?
Like, can a machine truly replicate the intuition
Right.
and the split-second decision-making of a seasoned pilot?
Oh, that's interesting.
What does it even mean to be a hero in a world where wars might be fought by algorithms?
It's a heady concept for sure. And while we're pondering the future of fighter pilots, let's not forget about the visual feast that is Top Gun. Maverick? I mean, those aerial sequences, those dogfights are absolutely mind-blowing.
They're spectacular, and a lot of that comes down to the commitment to using practical effects.
Wow.
I mean, Tom Cruise actually flew in an F-18 for this movie.
No way.
They put the entire cast through intensive flight training, and it shows you can just feel the G-force, the speed, the sheer intensity of it all.
Oh, absolutely. Remember that scene where Maverick takes Rooster up for a training exercise and pushes the plane to its limits?
Oh, yeah.
My heart was pounding.
Right.
But you know what else stuck with me?
What's that?
That scene with Iceman.
Oh, yeah.
Seeing Val Kilmer reprise his role, even briefly, added this incredible emotional weight to the film.
Yeah, that scene is incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
And it's not just about nostalgia.
Right.
It really highlights the lasting impact of their shared history, the way their relationship has evolved over the years. And for Maverick, it serves as a stark reminder of the consequences of his past actions.
Yeah.
Remember, he blamed himself for Goose's death, and that guilt has shaped his entire life.
It's heavy stuff.
Yeah.
Which brings us back to Rooster. He doesn't exactly welcome Maverick with open arms, does he?
Not at all.
Yeah.
I mean, he carries a lot of resentment towards Maverick, blaming him for his father's death.
Right.
And it adds this whole other layer of complexity to their relationship, a real sense of friction that goes beyond just your typical instructor-student dynamic.
It's almost Shakespearean, this clash between the past and the present.
Yeah.
The weight of legacy, the struggle for redemption. And all of this is playing out against this backdrop of supersonic jets, incredible stunts, and the ever-present threat of conflict.
And that's just the first act.
Oh, wow.
Buckle up, because we're about to take an even deeper dive to the emotional core of Top Gun. Maverick.
All right, I'm ready.
Let's go.
We just touched on the tension between Maverick and Rooster.
Yeah.
But let's unpack that a bit more.
Okay.
It's not just about Rooster blaming Maverick for Goose's death.
Right.
There's this whole unspoken history there. This feeling that Maverick let Rooster down, didn't protect him when he needed it most.
Exactly. Remember, Maverick pulled Rooster's papers?
Oh, yeah.
Delayed his entry into the Naval Academy. And he did it out of a desire to protect Rooster.
Right.
To prevent him from suffering the same fate as his father.
Makes sense.
But for Rooster, it felt like a betrayal, you know?
Yeah.
A denial of his own dreams.
It's like Maverick was trying to rewrite history to shield Rooster from the pain he knew firsthand.
Right.
But in doing so, he created this rift between them.
Yeah.
And now they're forced to confront all that baggage while training for this incredibly dangerous mission.
Exactly.
Talk about pressure.
It's really fascinating how the film uses this incredibly high-stakes mission to force these characters to confront their own internal conflicts.
Yeah.
For Maverick, it's about coming to terms with his past.
Right.
Accepting the responsibility he bears for Goose's death and learning to trust the next generation.
Right. And for Rooster.
Well, for Rooster, it's about overcoming his anger and resentment.
Yeah.
Learning to see Maverick beyond his mistakes.
Right.
And proving himself worthy of his father's legacy.
And it's not just about them, right?
Right. This mission, with its almost impossible odds, it forces the entire team to work together.
Yeah.
To push beyond their individual limits and rely on each other's strengths.
Remember that scene where they're planning the attack?
Oh, yeah.
And each pilot brings their unique perspective to the table?
Yeah. It highlights the importance of teamwork.
Yeah.
Of combining experience and fresh ideas to achieve the seemingly impossible.
It's a brilliant way of showcasing the evolution of Top Gun itself.
Right.
It's no longer just about individual talent or bravado.
It's about recognizing that even the best pilots need a wingman.
Right.
That true strength comes from collaboration and trust.
Okay, but let's be honest.
Is that that?
The real showstopper here is the action.
Oh, for sure.
Those dogfights, the aerial maneuvers, the sheer speed and precision. It's breathtaking.
Yeah, I felt like I was right there in the cockpit.
Me too, and that's no accident.
Yeah.
I mean, the film's director, Joseph Kosinski, worked closely with the Navy to ensure authenticity.
Right.
They used real F-18s for the majority of the flight sequences, capturing the raw power and maneuverability of these incredible machines.
That's amazing.
And then there's Tom Cruise.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about dedication.
Right.
Not only did he fly in an F-18, but he insisted using minimal CGI for the aerial scenes.
Really?
He wanted the audience to experience the visceral thrill of flight.
Yeah.
The G-forces, the sense of speed and danger. And let me tell you, it worked.
It's that commitment to realism.
Right.
That willingness to push the boundaries of filmmaking that elevates Top Gun, Maverick, beyond your typical action movie.
It's not just about explosions and special effects. It's about capturing the true experience of being a fighter pilot.
Yeah.
The skill, the danger, the camaraderie.
And the incredible sense of accomplishment that comes with pushing yourself to the limit.
Absolutely.
And speaking of pushing limits, let's not forget about the mission itself.
Okay.
The target is deep within enemy territory, surrounded by mountains and advanced air defense systems.
Right.
It's a suicide mission.
Yeah.
Almost impossible to pull off.
It really is.
But that's what makes it so compelling.
It's classic Top Gun, right?
Yeah.
This idea of defying the odds, of achieving the impossible through sheer skill and determination.
But it's also a commentary on the changing nature of warfare.
Right.
Remember, the enemy in this film is never explicitly identified.
Yeah, they're faceless.
Right. A shadowy force.
Yeah.
Representing a threat that feels all too real in today's world.
It's almost as if the film is suggesting that the real battle isn't just against a specific enemy, but against the limitations of technology, the fear of obsolescence.
The struggle to maintain human control.
Right.
In an increasingly automated world.
And that's where Maverick shines.
Oh, yeah.
He represents that old school mentality.
Right.
That belief in human instinct and ingenuity. Even when faced with seemingly insurmountable obstacles.
Yeah.
He's a reminder that even in a world of drones and AI, there's still a place for the skilled warrior The individual who can make a difference
Yeah.
when the chips are down.
So we've got this incredible action.
Yeah.
This exploration of legacy and responsibility.
Right.
This tension between man and machine.
Yeah, and then there's that soundtrack.
Oh, the music is amazing.
The familiar strains of Danger Zone.
Yeah.
Mixed with new pulse-pounding tracks. It's pure adrenaline.
The music is so expertly interwoven into the fabric of the film.
Right.
It heightens the emotion, amplifies the tension, and creates this incredible sense of nostalgia while also feeling fresh and modern.
It's like they took the best elements of the original Top Gun and injected them with a dose of pure cinematic magic.
Right. It's a film that stays with you long after the credits roll.
It really does.
Leaving you buzzing with excitement and pondering the future of a world where technology and human skill are constantly vying for dominance.
Now, let's shift gears a bit.
Right.
We've explored the spectacle, the emotion,
the
high-stakes action, but we also need to address some of the criticisms leveled at the film.
All right.
Ready to dive into that?
Yeah, let's get critical.
All right, let's face it. No film is perfect.
True.
And Top Gun, Maverick, despite all its heart-pounding action and emotional depth, has faced some valid critiques.
One of the main points of contention has been the limited roles of female characters.
Yeah, I see that.
Like Penny Benjamin, Maverick's love interest.
Yeah.
She's a strong presence, but her character could have been given more agency, I think, more depth beyond just being the supportive love interest.
It would have been great to see Penny's own story fleshed out more.
Yeah.
Maybe exploring her motivations and complexities, beyond just her relationship with Maverick.
And while the new generation of pilots are a diverse bunch, they don't quite have the same distinct personalities that made the original Top Gun crew so memorable.
Like who?
Like Iceman, Slider, Hollywood.
Oh, yeah.
They each had their own quirks, their own rivalries.
Yeah.
And that made their interactions so much fun to watch.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like Top Gun. Maverick focuses so much on Maverick and Rooster's relationship that the other characters, especially the women, end up feeling a bit underdeveloped.
Agreed. But let's shift gears a bit.
Okay.
And talk about the film's cultural impact.
All right.
Because despite these critiques, Top Gun, Maverick has undeniably become a phenomenon.
It really has.
It broke box office records, reignited interest in aviation, and even sparked conversations about national pride and military service.
It's like the whole world fell in love with fighter jets all over again.
Right.
I heard that Navy recruitment saw a huge spike.
Oh, yeah?
After the movie came out, people were lining up to become the next Maverick.
It's that classic hero's journey that resonates so deeply.
Right.
I mean, Maverick is flawed. He makes mistakes, but he's also incredibly skilled.
Right.
Courageous.
Yeah.
And ultimately redeems himself.
It's a great story.
It's a story that taps into our desire to see the underdogs succeed.
Right.
To believe that we can overcome any obstacle if we just push ourselves hard enough.
And let's be real.
What's that?
Tom Cruise's star power definitely adds to that appeal.
Oh, absolutely.
The guy is a real-life action hero.
Right.
Doing his own stunts, pushing the limits of what's possible on film.
Yeah.
It's hard not to be swept up in that energy.
But beyond the spectacle and the hero worship, Top Gun, Maverick also touches on some really important themes that resonate with contemporary audiences.
We've talked about the clash between human skill and technology, the changing face of warfare, the idea of legacy.
And the film doesn't offer easy answers.
No.
It leaves you thinking about these issues.
It really does.
Questioning whether a machine can ever truly replace the intuition and judgment of a seasoned pilot.
Yeah.
Wondering what the future holds for fighter pilots
Right.
in an increasingly automated world.
And that's what makes this duck dive so interesting. It's not just about dissecting a film. It's about using it as a springboard to explore bigger questions about ourselves, about the world we live in, and the future we're creating.
So as we bring this deep dive to a close, what are your final thoughts on Top Gun, Maverick?
Well, I think it's a film that captures the spirit of the original while carving out its own unique space in cinematic history.
It's thrilling, emotional, thought-provoking, and undeniably entertaining.
It's a film that reminds us of the power of human connection, the importance of facing our fears, and the enduring appeal of the hero who dares to push the limits.
And who knows, maybe it'll inspire a whole new generation to take to the skies, to challenge conventions, and to reach for the impossible.
Well, there you have it, folks.
That's it.
Our deep dive into Top Gun Maverick is complete.
Hope you enjoyed it.
We hope you enjoyed the ride.
And remember, no matter what challenges you face, there's always a little bit of Maverick inside all of us, waiting to soar.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep pushing the boundaries.
Absolutely.
This is the Deep Dive signing off.
CSC.